Hey guys, this is Thomas over here from nursemoneytalk.com. And in this video, what I want to do is I want to talk about just kind of like my thought that everybody should work as a CNA at some point or another before actually becoming a nurse. Now, before I get into that, if you're not already subscribed, I want to go ahead and invite you to make sure to hit that subscribe button on this channel. I talk about all things related to nurse, nursing student, and of course, nurse life. Now, I will preface this by saying that I am not necessarily saying that you should never ever become a nurse if you don't work as a CNA, nor am I saying that, that you should, go work as a CNA, that you have to go work as a CNA before actually going to nursing school, though I do think that depending on what your situation, that there could actually be some value in that. What I am saying though, because a lot of times there's opportunities to work as a CNA, nurse tech, whatever, during nursing school, and that's where I think for most of you, where you'll have a lot of opportunities to work as a CNA, and also I think where you'll get some of the best benefits of being a CNA before actually becoming a nurse. Now I'm gonna give 6 reasons why I think you should work as a CNA before working as a nurse. But if you know some others, or if you completely disagree, go ahead and put all of that in the comment section. Now let's go ahead and get started with the first reason, and that is that it lets you know that nursing is actually for you. Now, I think this really comes into play if you happen to be in a situation where you work as a CNA before going into nursing school. But I have met nursing students who have actually quit nursing school after they have actually worked as a CNA, and then they realize, oh, there's this nursing business is not really for me. I think while a CNA doesn't necessarily encompass everything that a nurse does, I do think that you get to kind of get a glimpse into the life of being a nurse. I think you get a glimpse into patient care and what you're going to be doing in terms of patient care wise as a nurse. Because ultimately, a lot of what a CNA does, a nurse will be doing. We'll have to do all of that in certain situations where you have total care or whatever. And so I do think you can start seeing that. Now, I think there's a couple of different ways you could handle that. You might look at it and just say, well, I'm just going to avoid certain specialties. But, other times there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. So I'm thinking a situation of like somebody who doesn't like, bodily fluids or is squeamish, something like that. And even though you do have nursing specialties where you can get away from that, going through nursing school, and probably when you first start out working as a nurse, it's going to be very difficult to be able to get away from that. And so that might be something that leads you to thinking, well, nursing's not for me. Even though I have made some other videos, which I'll put up here, where I do talk about whether or not you can work as a nurse if you're squeamish, spoiler alert, you can. But go ahead and watch that video, which I'll link above and also in the descriptions below for more information on that. The second reason that I think being a CNA before actually becoming a nurse is really beneficial is that it prepares you for nursing school, right? It either prepares you for nursing school if you haven't already gotten into nursing school, or if you are in nursing school, it can help you. There's a lot of benefits to it in terms of you're seeing a lot of the disease process in front of you, right? You're seeing, like, as you're working as a tech, like, you're seeing what the nurses are doing for certain situations. And when you're in school and you're studying it, that'll cause you to pay more attention to what are the nurses doing in this particular situation. Oh, I just took a blood sugar on a patient, and it's the blood sugar's like, I don't know, 50. What is the nurse doing because of that? What are they having me do? What are they having me bring to the patient? So stuff like that is where I think you can really start getting a lot of benefits of working as a CNA before going to nursing school. The third reason is that I think it really does give you a lot of hands-on experience, right? It gives you hands-on experience in working in that hospital life, in working, not necessarily working as a nurse, but you're working in a multidisciplinary team, right? Because the nurse is just one part of the multidisciplinary team that is going to be taking care of that patient. Similar to how being a tech is also another part of the multidisciplinary team that are doing what they need to do to better care for that, for a particular patient. And so I think the one of the benefits you will see with that hands-on experience, especially if you have zero hospital experience whatsoever, never been in a hospital, is that it can, and this will lead me to my next point, is that it can potentially give you the experience you need to be more comfortable through school and after you graduate and start working as a nurse. But it potentially could make you more money a little bit later. So I remember when I first graduated from nursing school, started working as a nurse. I did have, and for those of you who don't know, I was working 2 jobs when I graduated nursing school. I have another video that covers that. But the key thing out of this is that one of those hospitals that that I interviewed with and whatnot that I was going to work with, they actually took into account the time, as small as it might have been, that I was actually working as a CNA. And that did actually help give me a little bit more money in terms of experience and whatnot, because I could say that I wasn't completely brand new. The last point, and I actually almost forgot about this one, is that working as a tech first, if you've worked as a tech before becoming a nurse, I think it makes you appreciate your nurse techs, your nurse aides and whatnot after becoming a nurse. Because I think that, and this has been a common complaint from a lot of nurse techs when it comes to nurses, is that a lot of them feel like they're not appreciated and whatnot, and that a lot of nurses end up just not wanting to help. Some nurses might think that tech work is beneath them and all this other stuff. And so I think when you've been there, when you've worked as a tech before, from just what I've seen, there is a level of appreciation that just kind of comes with with your techs. There's an understanding of what they're actually doing. There's an understanding of how hard the job actually is because you've done it, right? And so I think I know for me, when I look back on it, I think it was, besides all the benefits and whatnot that I have received just from being a tech first, I do think that appreciation for when I've had to work with a tech or an aide and understanding, where they're coming from and some frustration that they may or may not have. I do think that I can understand and appreciate it more because I've been there. And I think it's very important for nurses to be able to understand and appreciate that, because as a nurse, depending on, what departments or whatever that you're working in, you're going to be working with your aides, with your aides, techs, whatever, and I'm using them interchangeably, but you're going to be working with them a lot. And, it's one of those things where I've been in many situations where, be a solid tech, one who is hustling. Of course, I've always considered myself a hustler too. And just having that and being able to work well together has made the shift so much easier for everybody involved. So just kind of like my 2 cents there. That's all I got for this. Let me know what your thoughts are. Agree, disagree? Do you have any points in here that I completely missed? Let me know in the comment sections below. If you are looking for a job, make sure to check out the job board by going to nursemoneytalk.com/jobs. I'll catch you very soon in that next video.